Welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, March 30th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. And Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation to do just that, to take a break from all the activities of the day and just breathe and be in the presence of God, the one who made you and loves you and calls you by name. Well, really, you're always in the presence of God, but to become more aware of the presence of God. Each time we come together, I talk a little bit about a reading from right now the Gospel of Luke and invite you to imagine yourself in that reading. And then that leads us into a time of prayer. So if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go to a quiet place in your house, and if the room has a door, to close the door and to settle into a chair and get comfortable. Feel the support of that chair on the back of your legs and on your back, and if it has arms, under your arms. Become aware of your surroundings, the things around you, the temperature in the room, the lighting in the room, the colors, the sounds that are coming from outside into the room. And then close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe in the breath of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace. And as you breathe out all of your worries and your fears and your anxieties, all the things that disturb your peace. Keep breathing in and out. In and out. With each breath, become more relaxed. And with each breath, allow yourself to be more aware of God's presence, of the warmth of God's Spirit around you. Perhaps today, imagine it like a blanket, a warm blanket on a cold day. You put the blanket over your feet. The Spirit of God falls on your feet. The warmth of God's presence penetrates into the aches and pains of the muscles in your feet, the soreness, and it's soothing to you. And then imagine that it moves up to your waist. You pull the warmth of God's Spirit as a blanket up to your waist. And as the warmth of God's Spirit goes into your legs, the muscles in your thighs and calves are renewed and relaxed. The aches that are in your knees and your ankles and your hips are eased. And then imagine that you're pulling the blanket of God's Spirit up under your arms. And as your stomach warms, the agitations in your stomach settle down. And as your chest warms, your breathing stays deep and steady. And your heart rate slows to a calm and resting pace. The muscles in your back are relaxed. The aches in those muscles slide off your back. The warmth of God's Spirit penetrates deep into your body. The pains in your back and in your bones are eased. And then imagine pulling that blanket up to your chin. And the warmth of God's Spirit warms your neck. And the muscles relax and the tensions unwind. And the shoulders relax. And the arms relax and the hands open up. As you are being touched and ministered and nurtured by the presence of God's Spirit. And then almost playfully you pull it up over your head. Your face immediately relaxes and you smile. And your mind gets calm and peaceful because of the presence of God's Spirit. In your mind's eye, go back to the time of Jesus. Imagine a palace for the king of those days, King Herod. In this story, you can be a messenger or a confidant of King Herod or King Herod. Now, as Jesus' disciples were going all through the land, healing people and proclaiming the good news, Herod heard about Jesus and all the things that he was doing. Word came from a messenger who would come into the palace and bring word to him, telling him all that Jesus was doing. He was especially perplexed about it because some said that he was John the Baptist come back to life. He was thinking about all of this. He had been thinking about it, and he retired to his own private quarters with just his closest confidant. He laid down on the couch. He kept wondering who this Jesus might be. Some thought he might be Elijah, the great prophet of Israel. Some, like he heard, thought he might be John the Baptist, resurrected, brought back to life. Others thought that he was one of the ancient prophets. Herod kept thinking to himself, John, I beheaded, but who is this about whom I hear such things? Herod wanted to see him. as you think about that story, I'm wondering for you, as you ponder the stories of Jesus, what are you thinking about? And as you think about people's responses to who Jesus is, who does that cause you to want to pray for? Are you like Herod, who wanted to see Jesus? The opportunity comes for you, and you're able to see him. You're even able to talk with him. What do you want to say? I'll be quiet while the two of you talk. Then the time for the conversation to end comes, and you end it in whatever way is appropriate. And you will allow that image to fade away. And you bring yourself back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. That's Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, March 30th. Our reading for today is Luke 9:7-9, and I encourage you to read it a couple more times while thinking about it from the perspective of different people in the story, maybe even Jesus as he hears about the rumors about himself. So that's Luke 9:7-9. If you have feedback for me, or if you want to talk or pray, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.org, and we'll sit down and talk and pray together real soon.